the ICC considers releasing the decisions together, so that we have only one day when we deal with these cases of the ICC. All of the 6 perpetrators will know on the same day, and we don't have too many days in our lives when we worry about the ICC process. But if we work very closely, especially with the reformed institutions, there should be no problem, so that it does not look like the ICC is running a parallel thread and Kenya is running another ground. What we all need to be doing is concerned with justice. And I like some of the messages the perpetrators have given, that this is about 2012, it's about peace, it's about stable peace in Kenya. So if the ICC can have that in mind, even as they pursue justice, that the idea is still to keep Kenya peaceful and not to disintegrate us, some more, then that would be open. There are many other departments of the ICC that need to be working, which I would say haven't been working as active as the Office of the Prosecutor. We need to have the victim section, the public communication sections, the registrar. All those departments need now to quickly get their acts together and get their messages together. We are happy that the process has gone up to this far, and also because we wanted impunity, the fight against impunity, to proceed. And there have been many cases where gross violations of human rights have been done and no accountability has been brought to bear on persons who are suspected to have taken part. So that in our post-election violence, we have come this far to the level of confirmation proceedings of the ICC. I think the victims feel that there is hope that justice will be done, and that justice will also be seen to be done in Kenya, because the victims, they are victims of the case in the sense of the people who are living in the areas that are covered by the charges, but they are also victims in the general sense, or victims of circumstances, as in the sense of Kenya, for all of us who couldn't communicate, all of us who couldn't travel, and for the days of hard tension that Kenya went through. It is very good that the process is coming this far, and those accused of greatest responsibility are brought to book. So the confirmation proceedings date signifies that much, that we have evidence sufficient to look at whether the charges should be confirmed or not. So far, for me, by and large, we would still say that the ICC was helpful. I doubt whether we would have been this calm and this peaceful if the ICC hadn't come. We would still have the politicians who do pamphlets, a media message, then you do a gang along those strategies, which is really wrong. I think it should be message, it should be pamphlets, it should be posters, it should be the party meetings, should be media meetings, your message, your blueprint, your vision, your manifesto. There should be no money, absolutely no money for violence. That this is the money I will use to make young people drunk so that they can kill. And it's really just a terrible strategy, because the leaders know better. You can convince people. You don't have to have another strategy of harassing the other candidate and beating up the other candidate's supporters. So if we can get that message, that you concentrate on the right way of getting power, I think by and large we will have come a long way. And that you cannot evict some people. If you are in a cosmopolitan constituency, you convince your cosmopolitan voters. You don't evict some voters so that the ones who remain are of the same thinking. That if you remove some Kikuyus, if you remove some Luos, if you remove some Coastarians, then people will vote for you. That won't be the way to go. You convince everybody who's living in that constituency, and they will give you votes. So if that message gets to us, whether there are convictions or not, that for me we will have achieved. If there are convictions, again, that will be really terrible, because you also don't want to be the country that has prisoners at The Hague. But if now we are found guilty, it will be really sad. I don't even think they have any, by the way. So now to have our 2-3 Kenyans, it is a bad representation. And I think those are the cases the Kenyans should be worrying about. If they get convicted, where do we want them to be imprisoned? And I think for me, if I was them, I would be making a case, can I be imprisoned in Nairobi? Or maybe in Kampala, or some nearby place where relatives can come and see you. If you're imprisoned in The Hague, you're finished. And then the new Attorney General and the DPP, they concentrate on many other cases, because most of the victims still know perpetrators who are their neighbors, perpetrators who are in their locality. And I think those perpetrators, rape is rape, whether it is done in the context of post-election violence or in the context of peacetime. It is still a crime in this country. And so they need to move so that we see other perpetrators also being brought to book.